AnimeSecrets.org, the answer to all your burning questions.
Hi everyone, we're back for another Anime Secrets E3 podcast, and today we're going to be talking about EA and Ubisoft's presentations. We're kind of lumping them together because they seem to be like smaller conferences. I'm obviously here, my name is Kara, and we have two new people joining us today. You guys can go ahead and introduce yourselves.
Do I have to?
Yes, Patrick, yes you have to.
Okay. Hi, I didn't even really watch the E3 one, but I'm here. Yay. Yay.
And we have another new person joining us.
Alright. Name's Ronald, a.k.a. the man you want to talk to, a.k.a. the game changer, a.k.a. you know what time it is, a.k.a. Alright, I'm not kidding.
Okay,
I'm not
okay.
All the lies. All of the lies.
And then we have all our people from last podcast.
Hi, I'm Ellie. Anthony.
A.k.a.
Oh.
AKA misses his cue.
Sup, Anthony.
Okay, and
beautiful.
I'm Nikki.
And I'm Rizwan. Hey, look, we can keep our cues, Anthony. What about you?
Yeah.
Yeah, whatever.
Ronald kind of just jumped in like snarly like an angry bear.
I am Rizwan. I am the owner of this website, and I'm the one that runs the podcast. I'm awesome. That's what Ronald sounded like.
Not really.
I don't know. He didn't sound like Rizwan to me.
True
Okay.
enough.
So first we're going to be talking about EA because they did their conference before Ubisoft. And they had some interesting announcements going on. I think the one that piqued everybody's interest, especially, is Unravel, which is by a Swedish team that worked on some other titles that I can't think of right now because, yeah. So yeah, Unravel looks really good. The gameplay, I really like the style of the yarn that they're going for. It kind of is reminding me a little bit of Woolly World, but in a good way because I like those kind of aesthetic games that try new things. And it's always good to see a game that comes out with new gameplay, a new style of gameplay, and a new way of thinking about video games. Like the way the guy was describing it, with like him walking around just raveling his yarn friend around trees, just seeing how things worked and how things interacted with the environment. I thought that was a really cool way of thinking about video games rather than, designing something quick on a computer and putting in some code, which I know there's more to it than that, but
There damn well is.
He went into it in a more abstract way, and I kind of applaud him for that. It's hard to think about things like that.
It's kind of cute looking, at least, the way the character looks and whatnot.
I have a question about him, though. Does he ever run out of yarn?
That's what I'm trying to figure out.
Like, I'm looking at the trailer,
like
and I'm like,
yarn
what's going on?
They said something about how when he unravels, like the more he unravels, the more he unravels love and bonds and all that crap.
Like you can see in the trailer right here, like he's literally getting picked up by a bird. So I'm like, does the bird like will eventually make him run out of yarn?
It does show that the yarn's like either breaks off or there's like a
Yeah.
limit to how much
Yeah.
the yarn actually follows him.
He says you're supposed to look back at the yarn that you've left behind to see what you have left behind, when that's part of the gameplay, is to make sure you're taking care of what you've left behind you, which I
He's
think
kind
is
of doing
kind
the
of cool.
Spider-Man thing where he's like he's using his arm to swing through webs and stuff.
This is too deep for me. I'm so used to a yarn game about a cute little green dinosaur. What the heck is this?
or the pink bubble from like a couple years ago.
Kirby?
Oh, yeah.
You mean Kirby?
Epic Yarn Kirby.
I loved that game, by the way. I thought that game was adorable.
And I have to say, I really love that concept of Red String of Fate, connecting everything together, though, It's just really cute, and it brings, like you said, a new take into their gaming design. It's a really fresh look for EA.
It is usually.
Quick. And it kind of reminds me a little bit of that. I don't know if you guys watched that mini Nintendo Direct that came out a couple weeks ago, but it reminded me of that new Chibi Robo game a little bit in terms of.
It did, yeah. You're right.
Chibi Robo is adorable. Everything's adorable.
That's what I was getting. But usually when you get games like this, like take the Woolly World and Epic Yarn, this is actually a pretty realistic art style to it too, which is a little bit surprising because usually games like this are really cartoonish.
Yeah.
Nick Jr.-esque, and this is pretty realistic looking, and it's not bad.
It reminds me a little bit of
it looked nice. I'll give it that.
Is this an indie game that's funded by EA?
EA is the publisher. It doesn't actually make the games, so it's a Swedish.
Technically an indie title.
Cordwood Interactive is the Swedish company that developed the game. EA is just publishing it, much like how BioWare makes Mass Effect and Dragon Age, but EA publishes it.
Well, for being from a company I've never heard of, it's a pretty beautiful looking game for something so.
Yeah.
I'm assuming so small.
What console is it on?
Did they say?
It does not look like they have. Yeah,
I'm assuming it's going to be multi-platform because that's how EA.
Probably like PC, PS4, Xbox.
It'll probably be it'll have to be multi-platform. Everything but the Wii U because EA doesn't like the Nintendo for some reason.
Because Nintendo has quality control, and let's face it, EA doesn't actually have a good QA team, but it's not the QA's fault. I will say that. It's definitely not the QA's fault. It's just
EA being like, this Unravel game is really cool. Here's a whole bunch of DLC costumes day one.
Oh, jeez.
Well, you know that the CEO had specifically said that every game is going to have microtransactions in it. We'll see about that.
That's how they work. That's how EA works. Just look at Madden. About 80% of that game is DLC.
I still don't see why that game is continuing. Why don't they? No, never mind. Let's not get into that.
Another podcast.
Yeah.
So yeah.
So I have a quick question. Oh, go ahead.
And let's talk about real quick the nightmare fuel that is their Madden, NFL, and NBA app, where you can scan your face in and make yourself a creepy looking sports player.
Man, I wanted the LeBron hairline and everything. What happened?
That's the way Madden's been since like 2012 or something. I don't know.
They're all wanting to be
creepy.
It looks
they're all
just
trying
like
so hard to be like realistic and stuff.
Man, remember that?
Did you look at it when they like showed the guy come on stage and like scan his face? He was like, "It looks just like me," and I was like, "That looks nothing like you."
It looks exactly like him.
I don't know how much you guys paid attention to that NBA game that came out. Was it last year where they had that face scan thing and it turned out to be just a disaster?
Oh, I think it was one of the NBA games.
It's one of the 2K games or something. They had that scan feature that was with the Kinect, and oh my gosh. It pooped out some of the most grotesque-looking creatures I've ever seen in my life. It was literally the 2K version of what Apple Maps or whatever the heck that thing was called.
That's a pretty apt description there.
I mean, a lot of things now have the facial scanning feature where you can put yourself into things. Nintendo, for one, has their Meme Maker where they take a picture of you and make a cartoon version of yourself that doesn't look like you.
It doesn't freaking work. Someone took a picture of their own me and took a picture of it on there, and it didn't even get it right.
Wow.
Way to go, Nintendo.
I think it's more random than anything. It's not really trying to scan for specific features. I mean, when I did it, it looked pretty close to myself, but I still had to tweak a few things afterwards to make it look like what I wanted to look like. And I imagine that it's going to be like that for Madden and NBA, where you'll have to do some tweaking because it'll just screw up.
I would just leave it as the puke face and call it the puke face. Just let him go.
Make a team of ugly people. A Nightmare Fuel. Name them the Nightmare Fuel to the Titans.
That's pretty.
Are we gonna put the guy from the conference in there?
Yes.
Put him
As
in
a photo?
It looks just like me. So scan the face that they made from scanning him again and see what happens.
Oh my god.
We need to go deeper.
Prepare your bodies.
Not
Okay.
even Reggie is ready for this.
And Reggie's turned into a Muppet. Oh wait, spoilers.
Oh yeah, spoilers.
Spoiler
Alright,
alert.
so that's all we really have to say about Madden and NBA.
Wait, what?
It's
That's all
sports.
that ever needs to be
It's
said.
sports.
I think you said more than we normally would say.
Can you football? Yes, there you go. That's all you need to know. Moving on.
Oh, and then there's this FIFA and then NBA. But, nobody really cares about those except Dude Bros.
LeBron the game.
You know what I want?
Oh my gosh, I wouldn't
game-
doubt if he made
I
one.
want a game where you're the coach and
That's
you have to wear a
sad.
headset and it's like, hey you Pikachu, but you have to yell all the time at all the players.
Stop sucking!
EA, get on
You know
this.
what? I'll admit, I'd
You
play
know
it.
what?
I'd play it.
Yeah,
I'd
I would
play it.
actually want to play that. Too.
EA, make this.
Make it happen, EA.
I want to be a sports coach.
I want to be the very best that there ever has been.
I want
Can
to
I
be
be
the
the
guy
announcer?
sports edition.
Nikki's gonna be John Madden.
Yeah, I'm gonna be John Madden.
You know,
Cosplay confirmed.
Penetration.
the team.
Sorry,
that
you can't
scores
use
more
that
points
word. It's too
usually
vulgar.
wins.
You need to learn some defense.
Alright. Alright.
Alright, so, real quick, I don't know how much we're going to talk about this game, because I don't know how many of y'all are fans of it, but I was just looking at, Knights of the Old Republic. They had, like,
Oh
an
my
expansion
gosh.
pack come out, apparently, and I'm just like, I'm sitting here looking at the thing like, wait, that game still exists? I thought it died out already.
I love
I
those
didn't even
games.
notice it.
I
No.
love what BioWare did with the universe back in the day. Like, I used to play the old ones on Xbox, like the original Xbox. But I'm, like, really confused about the whole expansion thing. Did they, like, come out with a recent game, like, recently?
No,
or
okay,
something?
so what had happened was they made Star Wars The Old Republic, or Knights of the Old Republic, which is not to be confused with the game you're talking about. This is actually the MMO game, I think.
Yeah, it's
Yeah,
the MMO.
it's the MMO.
Oh.
Like, the
See-
MMO is so minor in the history of gaming that it's not even worthy of a footnote, because it lasted, like, all of, like, 5 months, maybe.
But they made it seem like
This-
it was by the BioWare guys and it was going to be like
is.
the
It
Mass
is
Effect
by-
game.
It is BioWare.
It
That's
is made by
weird.
BioWare, but what had happened was EA had pushed it out too early.
Yeah.
I was part of the beta for it, and it wasn't too bad, but it needed some serious polishing.
Dude,
But
that
because
game needed a
EA
lot
likes
of
to
work.
push everything out early because money, and nobody can tell me otherwise. I swear to God.
But we
The
all know
game
EA's
had
money
so
hungry.
many problems, and it was extremely lackluster. There's really no defining features for it. They also did in later updates change the way the light and dark side work for your characters, for your choices. But I haven't touched it because there was nothing appealing about it, which is unfortunate, and it's probably BioWare's worst game.
That makes me sad because I liked what BioWare did with the choose your own adventure style games that they did, the Knights of the Old Republic games.
It was a good concept. Oh, don't get it wrong. It was just because they were pushed too early that really screwed the pooch on it.
That makes me sad.
So,
Yeah.
you're-
I remember
you're-
playing, like, the game back when it first came out. Like, a lot of my friends were in the early beta, and then, like, in the early days of the game. I played for, like, 2 weeks or something. I had, like, the subscription and everything. I just lost interest so quickly because the game was really that badly done, in my opinion. Like, it wasn't bad, but it was just not as fun as it could have been.
wasn't worth a subscription.
Yeah.
I mean, now that it's free to play, I'm still hesitant on whether or not I want to pick it up.
Oh, they made
Free's
it
too
free to play
expensive.
now?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's been free to play for a while.
It's like Elder
Free's
Scrolls
too
Online then. They
Yeah.
started to realize that people will
Just
pay
waiting for
monthly
World
for
of
this.
Warcraft to go that route. Just waiting for it. They got
It's
that WoW
bound to
token out.
happen.
It's coming soon.
Yeah.
It's not gonna
And-
happen. If it ever
Their
happens, I'll.
subscriber count has been falling like crazy over the last couple of years. It's bound to happen sooner or later.
Yeah. I'm hoping that Warlords of Draenor did it for me. You know.
The only way I'm going to play an MMO nowadays is if Black Desert Online comes out to the US and I have a high-powered PC to play on.
Black Desert?
Yes.
Yeah, it's the only thing I'm worried about it seems to be one of those Korean grindfest games. I'm not a.
I thought it looked really good though. I liked the art,
Oh,
Ranger style of gameplay.
The customization is amazing.
I know. I wish that it was like that in every MMO. Moving on though, because Black Desert's not part of our podcast. Next up is Mirror's Edge Catalyst. And I actually am kind of looking forward to this game. It looks like it'll be a lot of fun.
Mm-hmm.
Is that same game mechanics as the first one? Okay.
Yes, you build up momentum, you jump, there's lots of parkour, and we get another female pro tag, guys! Yay!
I thought it's the same one.
It's the same one, but we need more games.
Isn't this like a reboot more than a sequel? That's what I read anyway.
It seems like it's more of like a prequel. Like they're talking about how it's going to be her origin story, how she came to be the person she is, and this is kind of her story of like the journey to it.
Yeah, it like when watching the trailer, it looked very much origin-y. And you know what? Hey, that's cool. More background. So
it's either that
character development.
It's either that we're going into her background or she's gaining powers of flight. I mean, I don't know.
All I know is it looks beautiful and I'm gonna play it.
Yeah.
She gets trained by Morgan Freeman.
Morgan Freeman, yes.
And then she jumped.
Then she jumped. Jumped again.
Oh boy, did she jump.
We should call this podcast Trained by Morgan Freeman.
Morgan Freeman.
We need you to
get
jump
them
again.
flicks, though.
Oh, she's going again and again.
Is that like one of the things of why we named the last one Rip Master Chief?
Yes.
Why?
Clickbait.
Oh, I don't know. Maybe.
Clickbait. Ooh-ah.
Well, not a secret's out the hat, so I mean.
You need to unlock the rest of the 75% of your mind.
Oh my
God. 75% of your mind. You can do it. So says my voice.
Just jump.
And next up is the new Mass Effect game, which
yes,
it looks really good. Like, I know people are a little still sore about the end of Mass Effect 3. To me, this looks really good, and we might actually get some like more depth into the universe from another character's perspective, because hopefully it's not Shepard. Like, my opinion, I don't think they should bring Shepard back.
It's not.
Good.
It's already been. It's been official that it's not Shepard. You're in a new galaxy. There's going to be at least three new races that are going to be introduced. You have an upgraded Mako, Mako rather. No, Mako. It depends. Whatever. Tomato.
I didn't know what it was. That's why I'm asking. Like, make it up.
The little truck that can climb up mountains.
Oh yeah, I know what you're talking about. Yeah.
That was fun. I love the physics on that. There is supposed to be a whole new storyline with it, and it's supposed to be separate from Shepard's story.
So we're not getting any familiar faces in this. We're not getting no Liara.
No.
No,
but there's going to be. It's absolutely completely fresh.
It looks beautiful.
It does,
It
but
beautiful,
it's not. There was no gameplay footage, so I'm not holding my.
Is
I'm
that
not breath on it. So until then, and they've already released through certain outlets the information, like the ones that I just spewed out, that they've already confirmed what it's going to be.
That's pretty good, though. They're starting with a new take on it, and they're going to be dealing with new characters. Because I feel like if a company just invests too much into different characters, like so many games with the same ones, you lose like that freshness and that like wanting to learn more, because you feel like you've seen and done everything. So to see some new like glimpses into the universe will probably bring things probably like ease the salt of the end of Mass Effect 3. Hopefully, I'm crossing my fingers. I'm crossing my fingers, but I hope they learn their lessons from some of the mistakes they made in Dragon Age Inquisition.
Let's just hope we get a better
apply
ending.
this towards the new Mass Effect.
Let's just hope we get a better ending. That's all I'm asking for, is a better ending.
Yes, please, better ending. Well, I mean, they did fix it with the DLC, but
no. Sorry, no, they just made it worse.
Denied.
So Me? Bitter? Not at all.
Gears forever.
Wait, your name's Bitter? I thought your name was Ellie.
But until we see some gameplay, we're not really gonna know. But I hope that they learned from Dragon Age Inquisition and they're applying that toward Mass Effect. Because
well, at least with a new storyline, like we can actually like they can build on different universes and stuff, and like what's gonna be happening in the future.
Yes.
What was the issue with Inquisition?
Me personally, I did not like the combat style that much. I felt like it punished you for being too much in the moment with the battling, and they've pretty much forced you to use the slowing down technique to like plan everybody's attacks out. And that's not really my style of gameplay, and I didn't like that it punished me for doing that.
Attack.
I will admit that when I first started playing, I was thinking Dragon Age Origins and 2 mechanics where you click on an area and the character would move there. No, I was so mad. I had to run up to the fucking flower to pick it.
Wow.
God forbid
the
you
little
actually
thing, guys.
do the thing.
It's the
Why
little
must it be so complicated? Just pick up
2015
the flower.
gaming.
But yeah, hopefully, I mean, me personally, I like being more in the moment with like gameplay and stuff, and I like planning things out if it's like a game like Fire Emblem where it's like specifically RTS, or Civ. But if it's something like Dragon Age where you're like half the game is you being in the moment, I don't like it when they punish you battle-wise for doing that, when they specifically put most of the game like that. So that's just my nitpicking, but moving on to Need for Speed.
It's a car game. Moving on.
Driving everywhere. Go
Not
fast.
Mario Kart.
Gotta go fast.
They didn't drop a car from the ceiling.
They're not like Forza. That's end game right there.
In game, didn't drop a car from the ceiling.
You gotta be on Microsoft level.
All we need is drive.
Hey, Nikki.
Star Wars Battlefront, though.
Nikki, they gotta get on Microsoft level.
Right.
Battlefront is another one that I'm not exactly holding my breath on because
Star Wars Battlefront?
right before that was announced, that was when the CEO had said, yeah, by the way, we're going to have microtransaction in every game. So with that in mind, and how Old Republic was released, I'm hesitant on Battlefront. And I know that a lot of Star Wars fans are super hyped, but at the same time, a lot of them are kind of approaching it with caution because EA is on there.
See, I would be in that camp, but I found out yesterday that a good friend of mine is the motion capture guy for one of the main characters in the game, so I kind of want to check it out and play it for that reason. To support a friend, but
that's pretty cool.
Yeah.
I mean, like it looks like it would be a lot of fun, but after seeing all the like trials and plagues that people had and bugs with Battlefield 4, it's making me a little nervous. I'm not a fan of the.
No, it's in Battlefield 4. It's Battlefront. The Star
I know,
Wars.
but they had a lot of trouble with servers and things like
okay.
that with
I see what you're
Battlefield
saying.
4.
Okay,
EA
sorry.
did. So
yeah, you best be sorry.
Damn.
So I'm a little nervous because they were really screwed up their servers and how things were set up multiplayer wise for Battlefield 4. So who knows what the future will hold for Battlefront if they've even learned their lesson. I hear that they really didn't when they released the new Battlefield game, but
It's like I said, EA's in it for the money.
And the microtransaction thing, I'm just not a fan of microtransactions on AAA games at all.
Who would be?
I hate pay to win.
That's actually a very accurate name.
Yeah.
Is there anything else left on EA? Because my notes show nothing else really.
We got through like the big ones. There is the Plants vs. Zombie Garden Warfare 2 that introduces 3 new zombies, which is a 4 co-op
I'm actually
thing.
excited for that. I'm excited for that because I loved playing Plants vs. Zombies Garden Warfare.
It reminds me of
4. So, go on.
It reminds me a lot of like a multiplayer version of Ratchet and Clank. I love Ratchet and Clank.
Go, you so Ratchet.
Hey, what about the new movie coming out? Hey.
Oh, I'm so stoked for it. On top of it, like the fact that they also
Ratchet and Clank movie.
Ratchet and Clank and Sly Cooper are both getting a movie.
Oh yeah.
As well as new games, and the new games for those look like the trailers that they had for those look fantastic because they actually showed the Ratchet and Clank gameplay trailer. Oh, I'm stoked. But yeah, this isn't Ubisoft or EA, so.
But I like the original Garden Warfare, and I was a little wary about Garden Warfare at first, but it was free one weekend. EA was doing a special weekend for PS4 users, so I was able to grab it free, and I started playing it because I was curious, and I really liked it. Like, I really liked the whole collecting different parts aspect, and the gameplay was a lot of fun, so I'm going to give the second one a try, definitely.
It looked pretty good.
They're really fun games. You can just sit down and play for like maybe 10 minutes and then, just to pass some time or something. It's not like the best game ever, but it's fun. It's entertaining. It does its job.
Good way of putting it.
Anywho's, is there anything else that we wanted to talk about EA wise? Because I don't see much else on my list.
Nope. Next on to Ubisoft.
All right. I'm gonna.
Did you just call it?
Yes.
Okay.
Okay, I'm gonna get on a soapbox here for a minute before we actually talk about their games. Cause this has been a day in the making now. I've just been seething over this for a while. Okay. If you're gonna do a press conference the way Ubisoft did, you might as well just stop being a company at that point. I was not a fan at all of how they opened that conference. I'm not a fan of South Park, but I'm okay with like the franchise and all that. However, having the people who made the game come on stage and start using vulgarity on like a public forum where kids are listening, like little kids, not cool. Even worse is when their hosts.
Oh, they did that?
Yeah, they're like cursing on the stage the entire time.
Oh.
And then even worse is like afterwards when the actual host of the thing was cursing as well every now and then. Like, she'd drop some bombs here and there. She'd say some things that are not appropriate.
Just a fit with the South Park.
I mean, it's like in other games. Like, when she's talking about, like, Tom Clancy or, like, anything else.
I understand what you mean. I wouldn't support that either.
I mean, I used to love Ubisoft, like, a lot, but not anymore. Like, I've lost some respect for them after this weekend.
I've honestly lost a lot of respect for Ubisoft over the past couple of years. I mean, they're not the company that made Rayman anymore. They're not. Yeah. They're completely different now.
Here's our 7th Assassin's Creed game for this year.
Is it only 7? Oh, in 1 year. Okay.
I was gonna say they've lost a lot of respect for me because of the whole Assassin's Creed stuff.
Yeah.
It's literally one a year now.
Is it really? I mean, I feel like it's
I will
every
say
half
this,
year.
Though. concerning Assassin's Creed, like me personally, I do like the Assassin's Creed series. Like I do agree that I do kind of like I do agree that yeah, Ubisoft should definitely take a break. Like once a year, it's getting ridiculous.
Well,
But like where people are saying they should stop completely, I'm like no, because regardless, the series does have its unique quality to it.
I'm not saying
no,
to
no.
stop completely. I'm just saying fix the bugs in the game you already have
yeah. We don't need another
before
Unity.
you make another one that's just
Unity
gonna be
was
even
just
more
Wasn't
buggy.
Unity like really buggy as hell? And then
Yes,
Okay,
it was.
yes.
My husband bought Unity day one, and unfortunately, he purchased it digitally, so we can never trade it in for something else that we actually want to play.
okay, so
And he had to stop playing after 10 minutes. It was so buggy.
It's
I
I
Unity-
couldn't
actually
even
have
climb up the
three.
walls.
wasn't Unity
I
released
have
this year?
Unity.
Earlier
last year.
It was released late 2014, around November,
Yeah.
I believe.
Okay.
Yeah, because
It was a holiday.
Yeah, but the core mechanic, running up walls, doing parkour, like you couldn't even do that when Unity first came out. So that makes me a little wary about the new one coming out, the Steampunk London one.
I don't blame him.
You're gonna say something, Nikki?
I was gonna say I have Unity as well on my Xbox, and I have it digitally downloaded. It's so buggy. It's like even after all of this time, it's still very buggy. Cause I'll go in and I'll play a little bit, and I'm like, why am I still like not climbing up this? And I know you can climb up this because I've climbed up this before. Why aren't you letting me do this? Blah. But another big thing is we can't animate women very well.
That
My
comment.
goodness.
Oh.
That made me so mad.
And I'm sorry, like, yes, they've had a new woman assassin in her own, like, 2D phone game. Yeah, sure, whatever.
Oh, yeah,
Cop out.
that.
That's like the
That
most
was
cop
just-
out way to do a female assassin ever. Like, give her her own thing.
Wasn't
Yeah.
there a
From what I've-
pirate one at some point?
Yeah, that was also a spin-off.
The Black
Yeah.
Flag one is I actually really enjoyed playing it. I had a lot of fun playing it. I'm not usually a big Assassin's Creed person, but to me that one is, and this is just my opinion. Don't flame, but I actually like that one the best.
Yeah.
Black Flag.
Yeah, no one's going dress out.
Yeah,
you
no
for
one's
that.
gonna. Yeah.
How
I personally
could
just don't
you?
like Black. I personally
Wait,
just
what?
don't like Black Flag just
what?
because I don't like ship. Like, I just don't like driving my ship. So, like, that's the only reason why I just don't
Yeah,
like it.
Nikki's more of a yelling out her OTPs and her sipping. She's not about driving the ship.
No. So like
The ship
I
is sailed.
won't ship that.
Yeah. I'm more about doing things, like, off the ship. I'm like, oh, I'll go hunting for all this stuff to upgrade all this cool stuff. Like, I'm all about that life. But yeah, I feel like they should be fixing their games that they already have rather than releasing new Assassin's Creeds. Just because I'm like, if you're releasing them this fast, there's something wrong.
Well,
with
and
the game.
and
Not
there's
enough time to be
something
fixing the
morally
ones
wrong
already
with
there.
them working their developers that hard like that. Like it's obscene how much those developers are probably working to push these games out year after year, and that's got to take a toll on somebody.
I'm actually
you know?
assuming they have a couple of development teams working on different games.
I'm pretty sure they're two different teams because when Assassin's Creed 1 and Assassin's Creed 2 came out, the original team that created Assassin's Creed, they had a couple things planned out, and this is insider information. I can't tell you how I got this information. But Desmond was supposed to get his own game. The symbols that you saw in, I think, Assassin's Creed 2 with Ezio, Subject 16 symbols, you were actually supposed to get specialized glasses to find stuff to wear when playing the game, where you would see extra information similar to Subject 16 symbols in 2. And it was supposed to help you get more into the game. I might be misrepeating the information. I do apologize. But like the modern day Assassin's Creed game was supposed to be Desmond, and when Assassin's Creed 2 was in development, Ubisoft got rid of the original development team. And my personal opinion is if they wanted to do fucking pardon my language, if they wanted to do a pirate game, they should have just went Pirates Creed, the video game, and just been done with it, rather than calling it Assassin's Creed, because the original, like, they went so far from the original concept of Assassin's Creed and the storyline that it's not Assassin's Creed anymore. And they're pretty weak on, like, the points of where they want to put their stories. I mean, you've got the rest of the world to focus on for these fascinating stories, and you just want to stick to, like, the Western Hemisphere. That's boring.
I'm getting kind of bored with all the Western Hemisphere stuff. And I mean, they did the China one, but that was the mobile game.
Yeah.
And to me, it doesn't count.
That would have been
How many mobile games do they have?
A lot.
Mobile.
Oh my god, it's like every time I turn there's a new game.
Like,
Oh, goodness.
And I've never played a single one of them.
On the subject of them working their teams hard, I've seen some Reddit posts where it's like, I worked at Ubisoft, ask me anything, and they did say that they have worked very, very long hours in game development, like longer than people should be working, and they rarely saw their families. So that was just what I was trying to point out, the morality of it.
Yeah, no, it's fucked up. That's messed up. I'm trying to censor myself. I'm sorry.
Language.
It's like,
Gosh, Ellie, language.
it's
We need
okay.
to bring
Like,
Captain America in here.
Language.
like, I think it's really okay in this circumstance because we're talking about, like, a company that's really just abusing their workers at this point.
Yeah.
For this game.
And you know what's sad? There's no laws on this at all. And it's actually how, like, companies like EA get away with, you know, the crap
EA,
they pull.
Ubisoft, yeah.
Isn't there like a 50-hour limit or something, or supposed to be?
Yeah, but if you do overtime and blah.
It's considered contractual work, and the way the game industry works is for payment is you get paid up front for this term, and when once that time runs out, you get if it's up to snuff, you get paid for the next time, and it's like for 3 months or so, 3 to 6 months, and you just kind of keep going.
You know how, like, Alex gets work
Yeah.
for, like, yeah, it's kind of like that.
Or me.
Yeah, it's kind of like that kind of stuff.
Yeah, those are fun.
But instead of getting paid, like, by the hours of work, they get paid, like, by the amount of work, basically, instead.
But you can't really quantify that to begin with.
Yeah, that's
Exactly.
the point.
That's how they get away with it.
That's
That's the stupid part. Like, speaking from a developer's point of view, given I'm a computer science programmer whatever, yeah, I really do program, whatever.
I'll tell Wayman that.
What?
You code.
Yes, he'll believe it. Anyway, back on track. There are certain times when you're in the middle of development and you're like, wait, how do you do that? How do you actually get this thing to work? And so what you may scope out to be like 20 hours of your life may turn into like 120 hours.
And, like, and it could be, like, for the littlest thing, too.
Yeah.
Which is really, because I've worked with a couple of game designers and game programmers where I'd be sitting there helping them talk through writing code for the game, and they'll forget how to do something, and it'll take them it will take us a good 3-4 hours to walk them through how to do something.
Yeah, no, we're the same way. It's always like that, no matter what project you have, code-wise.
Yeah, but I was just saying, like, for the actual game stuff, like, I've witnessed it.
Yeah.
Like, it's gruesome, and they should not be paid for that. They should rather be paid for, you know, the amount of hours.
Yeah.
Well, and not only that, but they should be not recycling so many people out so much, especially with the franchise that they're claiming to be having for a long time, like Assassin's Creed. They really should have kept that dedicated team and treated them right, and they would have, you know, fostered that franchise and made it grow the way it was supposed to.
But you know why they're doing it, right? It's why keep sending people over, like, work overseas. Like, for cheaper labor. That's pretty much, heck, even Disney is guilty of this too, where they'll have their own employees train their replacements and then fire them.
Yeah.
Cashing the cows, yeah, how about that?
Moving on from Assassin's Creed, I think we've said enough.
Moving on.
Yeah.
It's steampunk. It's in the Industrial Revolution era London. It's in England. I wish they would bring a game to Japan or China, but maybe I don't want them to massacre the Eastern Hemisphere. But anyways, enough of Assassin's Creed and the morality of Ubisoft. Let us move on to
South Park, because that's the top of the list.
Yeah, more morality issues.
Morality issues.
That's
South Park.
the whole point of the show.
South Park had a game come out like what, 2-3 years ago?
No, they had one come out last year. Stick of Truth.
That was only a
I
year
think
ago?
it was about a year and I think it was about a year and a half ago.
It's a year and a half ago, yeah.
Yeah.
And
I still need to play that game.
I own it.
I have not played it, but I wanted to.
I have 11 hours into that game.
Is the game decent though?
The game is a South Park game. It's more like you're playing D&D in like the South Park world.
That sounds painful.
So, like, I have to say it's not. If you buy it on sale for like $20, it's worth it, but it's not worth it for like $60.
Yeah.
It's not
as fun, but that's about it. Fun.
It's fun. Like that's pretty much it. Yeah.
Well, that's all that matters. Something that people completely overlook nowadays.
Well,
the graphics suck.
Well, but the thing is, there's like no defining factors of this game other than it's South Park, and pretty much
I guess it comes down to if you like the show or not.
Yeah. Well, I relatively like the show, and it's still like, the thing is, it's really that it's if you boil it down, it's rather you like South Park or not, is if you should buy this game, and if you happen to like a lot of like butt humor, you're gonna like that game.
There's a lot more than just the butt humor. Like if you want to change your gender, you go to the abortion clinic.
Yeah, that's South Park, all right.
No, you don't actually change your gender. You just dress up as a female.
Oh.
You don't actually change your gender. You can only play as a male, and you can only dress up as females.
That's a little demeaning.
Well, it's South Park. That's like I said. That's the whole point of the show.
It's South Park. I mean,
they don't care about your morality.
I could go on for days about some of South Park's like hidden meanings and like stuff that they're trying to say, and like every episode that they have the lesson or whatever. But we do not have much time for that. Another day, perhaps. I do like South Park though. I think some of it's really clever. So when they come out with new episodes, I generally watch them. So I might give the new game a try if they release it for PS4, because they released the previous one at a tricky time where people were migrating from the PS3 to the PS4, and I was one of them. So I did not have my PS3 anymore, and they released the game only for PS3, so I've not been able to play it yet.
Oh, I was gonna say I have it on PC.
The elite race.
Not everybody has a gaming PC though.
Sadly.
Like me.
Game shouldn't be that strong. It's sprite based, so
I can check the specs.
It shouldn't take much to run it.
Actually,
no,
it takes a little.
The thing is, I have a Mac, and I'm pretty sure they didn't make it for Mac.
Hey, don't diss my Mac.
Don't diss my Mac.
Well, here's the thing. Mac's really. I love Macs for like video editing and photo editing and stuff like that. I just don't like it for gaming.
Well, it wasn't meant for gaming.
Let's not get into this debate. Let's not get into this debate right now.
We'll do that for another podcast down the road.
Yeah.
Okay then. I actually really like the new Tom Clancy game that's coming out, The Division.
Dude,
that looks like a lot of fun.
That game is amazing looking.
I know that it's gonna make me rage sometimes, because like they showed that somebody in your party can leave the party and then shoot all of you and then take the loot. But I think it's kind of going for that like theme that that other zombie survival game where you could run around
Well,
with people.
I mean, it is the Division.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's what I was. Yeah.
Like, I watched the trailer in the Microsoft press conference, and I was like, that's really cool. Looks like something
It looks like
it looks like
fun
something I may play. I watched the Ubisoft press conference where they said more of the footage, and I went from I may play that to I want to play that.
Yes, it looks like a lot of fun. I'm definitely gonna sit down with my friends and play it, and we're gonna turn on each other, and it'll be okay because we turn on each other in Grand Theft Auto Online. There'll be more grudges to fill.
But yeah,
Yes, it looks gorgeous. It looks like a lot of fun. It has shooting mechanics, and you basically just run around and loot supplies. That's what it looks like to me. But I haven't. I want to see more gameplay trailers and see more like in-depth look at it than what they showed. So, but it looks promising. It looks like it'll be a lot of fun to play with friends and randoms online.
I'm gonna throw this out there, maybe an unpopular opinion, but I love how we're getting so riled up about Assassin's Creed being terrible for like throwing out so many games a year, but yet Tom Clancy has like 3 games coming out this year alone, I think.
Well, they're different IPs.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The Division was supposed to come out with the movie, much like Mad Max, and that video game was supposed to. Mad Max is still being released. And for Tom Clancy, there's The Division. Again, that one was supposed to come out with a movie. And then there's Rainbow Six Siege, which is supposed to be a continuation of, the regular Tom Clancy video game series.
So are these all like different teams that's working on the clock and getting all these games out?
Yeah, they're completely two different teams working on it, and The Division and a little bit of Rainbow Six Siege got halted because unfortunately Tom Clancy did pass away earlier this year.
Rest in peace, Tom Clancy.
And there was a bunch of, from my understanding, estate issues going on with how things should be handled, and it was almost looking like The Division and Rainbow Six Siege were not going to be released. So, looks like they pushed through all that.
Well, I'm glad they did because Division looks amazing.
It looks like a high quality product. The graphics look gorgeous. It looks like a game that'll be extremely satisfying and fun to play once you get the hang of it.
How often do they release games in actuality? Because I was just like exaggerating the number earlier.
I actually don't
really
remember
that
when the
often.
last.
Every other year, I want to say.
Yeah, I don't remember a Tom Clancy game being released last year. Correct me if I'm wrong.
Well,
I
okay.
haven't really noticed.
They're not as bad as Assassin's Creed then.
Yeah.
No. Okay.
No.
They're not.
So it's just like 2 different IPs with the same author of the book. Okay.
Yeah.
Cool.
Yeah.
All right. Carry on.
And then I guess they're coming out with the Ghost Recon too. So that's the third one.
Ghost Recon looks pretty good.
Yeah.
That looks fun.
I love how we're like Ubisoft's games. It looks fun.
Okay, I'm gonna rave for a minute here because I actually do want to get this game. Anno. Oh my god, I want Anno so badly right now. It's basically like SimCity, except once you're down on the Earth, you can go to the moon, and that really intrigued me a lot more than it did.
To the moon, but can't you do something similar in Civilization?
You know what?
After?
I don't care. I could do it in this game too.
I just like the Civilization series.
I don't think you can do it in
Well, there's
Civilization.
Beyond Earth, but that one's a separate IP. I mean, for Civilization, there is Beyond Earth, but that's a separate game. I mean, you'd have to get 2 different games, so you focus on Earth and then you go into space and do the same thing over again.
It does it all in one game.
Yeah, I'm still waiting for another Spore. Hey, EA, please revive Maxis. Give this to me.
We're talking about Ubisoft.
Spore was a lot of fun, except you could make some very interesting, not appropriate for work creatures.
Hey man, I love Spore. I'm still waiting for a company to give me another Spore game.
Speaking of
Eventually.
Speaking of creatures.
Spore is great.
Speaking of creatures, Awesome Level Max. That game I have so many questions about. Do y'all remember the trailer for this one at all?
Which one?
Awesome Level Max. It's basically a cat riding a demonic-looking unicorn with like
Oh,
meteor
that was
like rainbows in the background, like 10 of them.
the Trials Fusion expansion that they had, where you're not riding a bike anymore. You're a cat riding a unicorn.
Okay. Yeah, once you
That-
said Trial Fusion,
Yeah,
I
it's
kicked
Trials
in.
Fusion. It's Trials Fusion. It could be fun, I guess. It's not really my cup of tea. I mean, the randomness of the cat riding the unicorn is totally my sense of humor.
Oh no,
But
that's totally the only reason I care about it.
I tried Trials Fusion, the main like game, and it was okay.
I know nothing about Trials Fusion. I don't know what Trials Fusion is right now.
Are you familiar with the game Happy Wheels?
No. Sounds like something I have
Oh.
to learn when I was a kid.
It's kind of similar to Happy Wheels, where you have to go through
wheels,
a course.
not
and
meals. Okay.
Happy Wheels. It's kind of similar to
Happy
Happy
Wheels?
Wheels, where you have to go through a course.
Hey
and
man,
with,
I heard
like, a vehicle.
meals. Okay.
That seems like what they're trying to do. They're trying to cash in on the popularity of Happy Wheels by adding all these random characters into an expansion.
Yeah.
That's what it looks like to me from my perspective, just knowing what Happy Wheels is and the internet phenomena.
Oh yeah, I know what Happy Wheels is. There's a YouTuber by the name of Dash EXP. He plays it all the time.
Oh, I love Dashie. He's a great
He is
YouTuber.
funny.
I love his Mario Kart videos. They're my favorite. But anyways, yeah, it's their response to Happy Wheels. It's fun if that's your thing that you like to do. And then I think before we move on to, you guys still there?
Yeah, we're here.
Yeah.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
It got really quiet again for some reason, and I always think that's like a bad
Well,
thing with
Anthony
with Skype.
dropped.
Yeah, his
Oh, he did?
yeah, his mic
Oh,
makes a
that's
lot of
right.
noise. Like a lot of
Oh.
noise, so
Oh,
Yeah.
okay. But before we go into For Honor, I do want to talk about the weirdness of their Just Dance presentation.
oh, I skipped that.
What were they thinking? Okay.
I skipped it.
I was watching it live, so I unfortunately could not skip it. And I just want to say I do enjoy the Just Dance games for like a party game to play with like your friends if you have like a bunch of people over. It's something to like do.
I have no friends.
Get a life.
Well, excuse you.
I have no friends that'll dance.
It's a fun game if you have friends that are not like are willing to put themselves out there. And I have a few friends that would probably play Just Dance with me. I gladly will play Just Dance if somebody asks me to play, but really, I did not. When they brought Jason Derulo out, I was just like, what's going on? And then he just sang like his song, I guess that's popular right now.
Here's the secret.
And he was so off key the whole time. It was like that moment when Jason Derulo can't sing. It was like it would have made more sense for him to like be singing and like at least playing the game or something. It did not seem like a Just Dance thing at all, presentation at all.
That's pretty bad.
Yeah, like the whole time I was just tweeting, Jason Derulo, please stop.
That's what I was seeing on the thing. Okay.
Yeah, because it was just so awkward. And then, like, Aisha Tyler was just, like, talking to Jason Derulo, like, yeah, you're, like, #1 with this song. And it's like, how is this, like, have anything to do with Just Dance? I mean, Just Dance does use pop music, but nobody really demoed the game or, like, showed the new stuff that it could do at all.
Ubisoft had no tact or professionalism this round.
No, they didn't. And then the whole exchange with the cosplayer was just awkward.
That
shuddering.
was creepy.
It was. It's like, I've never ever heard flirting that involved a disease before until I watched the Ubisoft conference. She was flirting with the Assassin's Creed cosplayer and like suggestively like talking about rickets and things like that.
What?
She's like, you look pretty cute, even though you probably have rickets. I was like, what? Yeah, exactly.
Oh my god, why would you say such a thing?
Exactly.
The rip.
Oh my goodness.
Rip Ubisoft.
Exactly. That was just like so. It was just so like out there and like.
So
Like, why would you do that at a conference? It was just so awkward. I was like, I wish I could flash forward. Sorry.
gain back
I wish.
the moment of your life.
Yes, I wish I had not watched that. I wish I could have like fast forwarded that. And
I
not
did.
witnessed it. I know, but I was watching it live because I was a good. I was a good person in watching it live.
Yeah, I had work.
Yeah, I was at work.
But yeah.
And by at
Final
work, I mean I was
note-
actually doing real work and not watching E3 at work.
Final note, For Honor.
No honor for you.
Not gonna lie, that game did look sort of interesting, but then again, no gameplay. So
Yeah.
There was gameplay actually. They had people
there
fighting
was?
each other as teams. It's kind of like if you put Dark Souls but made it like multiplayer where you could like fight and like kind of strategize in real time and like parry and kind of block and things like that. It's kind of like that. It's pretty much sword fighting the game. It's an arena multiplayer type thing where you run around and take people out. So yeah.
I don't know. That looks like
Had
a
a
fun
game
game.
series like that. It's called Soul Calibur.
You could be. Soul Calibur is a fighting game. This is more like a tactical.
Run around hitting
like,
people with swords. Yeah, it's called Dynasty Warriors.
That's a good game.
like you could parry and things like that. It's kind of got the whole Dark Souls kind of fighting aesthetic. But you can play as like samurai, Vikings, Scottish clansmen, knights in shining armor. It looks like it could be fun to play with like other friends, but from what I know about arena multiplayer games is they can be extremely competitive. So
That's putting it lightly.
Yeah.
I've seen what the League of Legends community can do, and that scared me immediately away from that game.
Abort mission.
report because you had to go. I was going to a dentist appointment. I don't care. You should have been here.
Ronald, what are you talking about?
Nah, I'm just
Somebody
being
has
butthurt.
some.
I'm just being
Personal
butthurt
experience.
on some personal.
League of Legends personal experience.
I'm
Never mind.
I'm very, very worried for right now, and I'm kind of concerned.
But
Rip
it looks fun. I mean, it looks like something fun to play with friends. I don't know if I would be extremely competitive with it, but
So I guess we
looks
know.
interesting.
So we guess we know the two things that didn't win this year's E3.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, pretty much.
I'm missing Rayman. I remember Rayman when Ubisoft was, not evil, and I remember playing those games and loving them so much, and they ruined Rayman.
You know what I have on my Xbox?
Rayman.
Rayman Legends. Actually.
That was a good game.
Honor for you.
It was recent too. So
Honor for you.
Yeah.
I just
Honor
didn't
for your
like
cow.
them doing the whole like raving rabbits thing and stuff like that. I thought that was
Okay, the Raving Rabbit games are on one hand really weird, but on the other hand really awesome.
I don't.
I just felt like it didn't really belong. Like, I mean, Rayman is kind of out there to begin with, but I just don't think it.
the rabbits are
place
the
in, like,
minions,
the
but
universe very
not
well.
funny.
Yeah, that's what I think. They're like the minions, but not funny.
I don't like the minions. So
Damn.
like I didn't like Raving Rabbits.
I like the minions actually, but I don't like raving rabbits.
See, here's the thing for me about Ubisoft, and I've been kind of following Ubisoft on and off since 2010, in terms of like E3 and all that. When I first started watching Ubisoft, the reason I really enjoyed what they're doing is because they had games like the Rabbit game we were just talking about, and Assassin's Creed was actually good back then. But at the same time, they had like groundbreaking games like virtual reality things. They had like this thing where you have like a medical whatever, like you're exploring people's bodies like as a cell or something. It was really weird. And it was really cool.
Osmosis
that Ion
Jones, the
thing?
video game.
Yeah.
I liked Ubisoft's games like fashion designer stuff. I think that was Ubisoft.
I don't know.
It was like
I
where you played the
Rayman.
game as like a rock star, like fashion
Wow.
designers, stuff like
Oh, the Imagine games or whatever.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh, I always cringe seeing those at Walmart.
I bought some like on like a joke because I had nothing else to play at the time. So I just bought them, and they actually turned out pretty okay.
You should,
Nice.
if you like those kind of games, you should definitely play Style Savvy Trendsetters for the 3DS. It's a really, really good game.
Oh,
I put so many hours into that game. It's not even funny.
so Ubisoft in 2010 released a game I really love the idea of called Battle Tag, where it's basically laser tag, where each person in a room has a laser tag thing, and you play laser tag in your room, and the stats is recorded onto the computer, and you can like use the stats to do different things. You have different modes, they like gameplay, like capture the flag and all that stuff. It was really cool. And this is from Ubisoft. It's like seeing
Yeah.
like 5 years later, like how far they have fallen, depresses me.
Oh,
It
have
makes
the
me
mighty
sad.
have fallen.
Hmm.
I think
Yeah.
I think they need to go back to their roots and kind of rethink their I mean they're obviously coming out with some decent stuff, like The Division looks really good and I
Rainbow
really want to
Six
play
Siege.
that. Yeah, but I'm just worried so much about how much people are going to like distance themselves from the company if they continue down this path they're going down, which to me is not a very healthy path in the long term for their
Don't
brand.
become the next Capcom.
Okay, last mention from 2010, because holy crap, I'm reading the old report I wrote. And they had a game called Energy, where it's based on your cardiac coherence, and you basically attach a sensor to your finger that monitors your heartbeat, and it can sense your rate of breathing and your heartbeat, and using both of those things, it controls a character that moves like through a sound wave thing. And if you time your inhaling and exhaling correctly, you can actually help the little guy go through like a maze and stuff.
It sounds
What
sounds
the
like
heck?
something Nintendo would make.
I know,
I was
right?
gonna
Yeah.
say sounds kind of like Audio Surf.
No. Audio Surfer's like nowhere near this. Like,
Get right.
I wouldn't want to like manipulate like my blood pulse or like breathing though. Like,
I mean,
how many people had to go to the doctor for that?
I don't know. I really have no idea.
Like, how many people had to go to the hospital because of this game is
But-
like my
okay.
question now.
It may have been like a
How
proof.
did this happen, kid?
It may be a
I had to
proof of
hold
concept.
You don't understand. I had to hold my breath for a while.
To get this tiny guy through a maze.
But like,
Oh my goodness.
it-
You don't
this could have
understand.
been.
This level's hard,
This
man.
may have been like a proof of concept for something even more, like down the road. But the fact that there's no follow up in the following year, because I watched 2011, and there's no mention of half this crap anymore. It kind of
I-
just really saddened me because I was looking forward to seeing this.
I feel like they had major, like, some kids went to the hospital, so they had major backlash, which is probably why they've never talked about it ever again.
Yeah.
It's like,
But seriously though, I think that the reason that probably dropped off is probably the same reason why most motion control stuff is dropped off by now.
Yeah.
You know, because most people, as much as I hate to say it, most people don't really care for that stuff. I personally do, but
I like
Yeah.
some motion controls to an extent, but when it's a game like Mario Party where I lose because my controller
Yeah.
just screwed up
Yeah.
itself while I was trying to, or it screwed up its alignment or something
Yeah.
while I was trying to play, that makes me mad because then I lose.
I like-
Because of my own, not my own like accord.
I like games like Just Dance and stuff.
Yeah, those games are really good. I like playing those with the motion control.
What's the other dance? Dance
You can-
Central.
You
Dance
can,
Central.
Dance
you can win
Revolution.
just. You can win
No,
Just
Dance
Dance
Central.
just by shaking the remote, though. It's not very accurate. You can just stand there and shake the remote.
I
and
was
get
gonna say I love
excellence.
Dance Central because that's actually, motion censored. You
I
actually
wish
have to
they
do a
actually
lot of
did
that.
more with that. Like, I actually remember demoing that at a Best Buy and really liking it, but I wasn't really keen on getting a Kinect or an Xbox.
Yeah.
But I really liked it. I thought it was really good. Like, maybe they should come out with more like that with, like, the PlayStation camera and the Kinect now. I still don't have a PlayStation camera because I don't see a need to have one yet.
Italy Creeper mode.
It's gonna spy on me. No.
Rip.
But yeah, everything's ripped.
I think we're getting into a tangent here.
And the minute we hit a tangent here, we gotta stop, basically.
Yeah.
R.I.P. Ubisoft.
Don't make this go until talking since I did you in.
No.
So to recap, we like the idea of The Division. We like
Unravel.
We like
Rainbow Six Siege.
The Division.
Well, that's different games.
Yeah.
and
it looks pretty, but I want to see gameplay.
Yeah.
Yeah, I want to see gameplay too. But anyways, that is all the time we have. We're going into a tangent now, talking about different things other than EA and Ubisoft, and I hope you enjoyed our podcast. Anthony kind of disappeared, but
yeah,
Rip Anthony.
I'm sure he will be back after a strong tongue lashing.
Rip his tongue.
R.I.P. Anthony.
Don't say that. I like Anthony.
I'm kidding.
Hello, Patrick.
Alrighty, so
Listen time.
This is all that time we have for our EA Ubisoft recap for E3 2015. I hope you enjoyed our podcast and have a good one.
Indeed.
Hey you! Don't forget to subscribe to our YouTube channel for more videos. You can also check out Enemy Secrets on Twitter, Tumblr, and Facebook. Do you want more than that? I know you do. Then go to our website where you can see daily updates and articles and exclusive interviews.